Hi there everybody, this is Natasha Wilkinson, your independent Scentsy consultant from Mount Isa, Australia. So my 2-year-old is refusing to go down for his nap. I was hoping he would go down for his nap because I have 3 boxes this size that has just arrived today, which means I have some videos to film for you. One of them is my Scentsy Club and the other 2 is a haul. So I'll be doing 3 videos because in amongst this is also this month's whiff box as well, and I do the whiff box in a separate video. So I have 3 videos I have to film and upload. So, as I said, I was hoping he'd go to sleep so I could do it all in my filming area. But he's hypo today. He's refusing to go to sleep. I can hear him moving a chair around at the moment, getting into things he shouldn't. So if I'm stopping and starting, you know why. So I decided to try and come into my daughter's room. So this is my daughter's room and the room the 2-year-old share to film this. Thought it would be a little bit quieter. I thought he would sit quietly and watch Bluey, but I don't know. I don't know what he is into. So I'm going to delve into the first box. The first box is my Scentsy Club. So this is my quarterly Scentsy Club for winter scents. If you've been hanging around me for a while, you know I'm kind of a little bit pedantic and have to categorize everything. So I can't just throw a bunch of scents into one quarterly club. I have one open under my son's name, my daughter's name, or my son's name, and one open under my husband's name, so I can basically categorize my scents as they come in my club in quarterly accounts. Also, it allows me to afford a little bit more. If I were to have all of these scents in one account, it would be $700 every quarter, and I just can't come up with that amount of money. I find it easier to come up with $150, $200 a quarter than I do $700. And this also allows me to, the way I've done it with categorizing, so I have one quarterly one which has scents I use more so in winter, one quarterly one with scents I use more so in summer, and one quarterly one with scents I use basically all year round. This basically, by doing it this way, allows me to actually see what I'm using, if I'm using it, and to keep a track of my inventory a little bit better, because I found when I did have it all bunched together, I would be, for instance, in winter thinking I had a stash of hibiscus water. I'm just going to use that as an example. I had a stash of hibiscus water. I don't need to come in every 3 quarters. I'm going to downgrade it to 1, which is what I did. And then when summer came, I went through all that hibiscus water. Obviously in winter I wasn't using it because it was a summer scent, and that's why I was building up that stash over the winter months. When I wasn't using it, that stash did build up, and I then had downgraded it, and I kind of regretted it because I was using it, I just didn't realize I was using it because it was the wrong type of season. So now that they are kind of categorized into their own seasons and the way I use them, I can see how my inventory is going. And even though I can see I might have a big stash of winter items at the moment with my bars that I like to use, I know come midway through next month, probably April, the weather's going to start to cool down here, and I'm going to start to be using those bars, and then I will know. That's when I start looking at, am I using those bars? do I need to downgrade? I can already, with my summer one, my next summer one comes next month, so that's when I'll start to make decisions, because I can see what I used, what I still have left, because we will have a catalogue changeover. Next month will be the last one before we actually have a catalogue changeover. So when we have the catalogue changeover, I will be able, based on what I used over summer, see what I didn't use and see what I can cut when I do my next Scentsy Club edit. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense of why I have my clubs set up the way I do. As I said, it's kind of just a processing thing for me, and I need to categorize for me, which is why I have them set up. So back to this particular unboxing. It just took me 5 minutes just to explain basically how my mind works then. Back to this unboxing. This is my Winter Scentsy Club. So I'm talking about scents here that I typically keep that I like to warm in cooler months, because for me, I am a seasonal melter, and there are specific scents I do prefer to warm in melt. Now, this is probably one of the larger Scentsy Clubs I have had in a while. As you can see, this box here is full of bars. There are, I think, 3 bars in here that are from a monthly Scentsy Club that I had. So I wasn't just going to come on and do a haul of just 3 bars. So I did throw them in here after that monthly Scentsy Club come to talk about it with the Winter Scentsy Club. So I will talk about them as I get to them. So this is kind of one of my larger winter ones in a while, and next month when we do my summer one, that's probably one of my larger ones too. My Scentsy Clubs have grown quite significantly, so it is time I started to reevaluate. I will be definitely reevaluating the summer one after my next shipment, and basically after this shipment I will be reevaluating this one, but I am waiting to catalogue changeover, because it does make it a little bit easier if scents are coming back that I can delete if they're coming back, but I need to wait to find out what scents are coming back before I can do that. And by the time next month's ones processes, all my clubs won't process again, because they're on a 3-monthly basis until basically the new catalogue, except for my all year rounder one. So first things first, I picked up a 25 purple light globe. I obviously was out of the 25 in the purple. I have been having lots of fun with the coloured light globes. They have been really enjoyable. So this 2-year-old really wants to test me today. He was just getting into things he wasn't meant to be in. It went really quiet, so that's why I had to quickly stop this video and go check what he was up to. You always know when it goes quiet in my household, the children are up to no good. How about you guys? If you've got kids, do you find if all of a sudden it's really, really quiet, that's when you know you're in trouble? So let's delve into this box. So apart from the light globe, as you can see, the rest of this is my bars. So for those of you who do not know what Scentsy Club is a automatic shipment process. You can choose to have your orders processed once a month, once every 2 months, once every 3 months. It's for consumable products only, but by joining up to Scentsy Club, there are some amazing benefits and perks. There's no lock-in contract, no cost. The only thing you're paying for are the products you choose to purchase. There's no cancellation fees. You can skip, you can take things out. It's totally adjustable. So let's talk about some of the perks. My favorite perk is always get your bar. That's why you can see my Scentsy Club is always quite large, and it is very large because what Always Get Your Bar is, Scentsy are always bringing out limited time only products, collections. We have season changeovers, we have Bring Back Your Bar, and when we have a season changeover, they retire bars. The limited time only collection bars are only available for a short period of time. Bring Back My Bar is only available for a month, where you vote back in your favourites and are available to purchase them for a month. So if you pop them into a Scentsy Club subscription, bars only, while they are still available on the website, when they discontinue from the website, if they're in your Scentsy Club subscription, Scentsy will continue to make those bars for you, and you will still have access to them even after they're discontinued. So you're going to find as we go through a lot of these that will be the case. I will tell you if something's still available, why it's still available, how it's still available, but for the majority, my Scentsy Club usually contains discontinued bars. So let's talk about one that I know is still available. So we recently had a collection released for Big Hero 6. We had the Buddy release and we had the Scent Pack Big Hero 6. Would you like a hug? I wasn't going to just place an order and pay $10 shipping for just one bar. So I decided I still wanted to try this bar, but I'm just going to throw it into my next Scentsy Club to see what it's like. If I don't like it, I could always take it out of my Scentsy Club. If I like it, then I will still have access to it and keep it in my Scentsy Club. So Big Hero 6, Would You Like a Hug, is described as vibrant strawberry, wild raspberry, whipped marshmallow and sweet sugar abound by friendship and courage. So I know I'm a little late to the party, but this is first sniffs for me for Big Hero 6. Okay, so if you like sweet plum pastry, to me sweet plum pastry comes across plums stewing on a stovetop, so that's stewed plum, and this is kind of giving me the same vibes but with a red berry note. So to me it's red berries in a saucepan stewing. I'm getting like that very simmering stewed red berries note, cooked but like a bakery but not quite a bakery. It's still got like a bit of a, I'm getting almost like a citrusy candy glaze to it. I don't think there's citrus in here. Wild raspberry, strawberry, marshmallow and sweet sugar. I kind of get a candy, sugary, citrusy vibe mixed with stewed red berries simmering on a stove top on cold. It's not my favourite strawberry scent, but it's not the worst strawberry scent I have ever smelt with Scentsy either. It's not chapsticky. Some of the strawberry scents I've found can smell very artificial, very chapsticky. I'm not getting that. While it's not my favourite, I kind of feel this would be a little bit wintery for me because it does have that stewed vibe. I don't know what would be one that I would keep in my Scentsy Club. I might pick up one more bar, wait for the one more bar to come, but I don't think it's one based on cold smell. You never know, my opinion might change on warming, as that sometimes does. But on cold smell, I don't think it's one that would be a forever bar for me. I'd grab a couple, enjoy them, but I don't think it would be an ever bar for me. I think I will enjoy it while I'm warming it, and that's it. Maybe one or two more I would pick up, but I do have to warm it to decide exactly what I'm feeling about that one. Crumb top. So This was a Bring Back My Bar here in Australia about, I think, 2 Bring Back My Bars ago. So I don't think it was the last Bring Back My Bar we had in December. I think it was the June or July last year. I could be wrong. It was one of the Bring Back My Bars anyway. So Crumb Top to me is wonderful. It's a scent memory for me. So I'm going to try and bring up the scent descriptions if my phone will let me. So Crumb Top is the perfect blend of oats, butter and brown sugar to top your favorite dessert. So to me, it's my grandfather's homemade porridge simmering on a stovetop. That's what I smell when I smell this. It is a beautiful mixer. You get that creamy oatmeal type smell. But when my 14-year-old smells this, he tells me it smells like apple pie. So he gets more of that biscuity crumb base. I do actually use this one if I'm trying to add more of a biscuity crumb base to a fruit or to something like apple butter frosting. It goes really well with that to make like an apple pie type scent. Even the apple pie scents that are out, to me, I don't smell that pie crumb base, but I will add this and it will enhance more of that pie crumb base that you are smelling. So for me, a beautiful hum in the background by itself, but even better as a mixer. So that's one that will never leave my Scentsy club. I always have to have that. Okay, speak of the devil now. He has come to cause havoc. So this is the devil that is up to no good, aren't you? So next one we're going to talk about is I have 2 toasted marshmallows. So this was from the Easter collection in 2020, and you get that smoky marshmallow toasting over a open fireside. When this came out, I thought this wasn't going to be in my wheelhouse, that it was going to be too smoky, but I actually really enjoy this. And this is also a great mixture, particularly if you're taking something a little bit more gooey and caramelly or a little bit overly sweet and decadent, just to tone down that cloyingness. This acts really well as a mixture. So as you can see, I have 2 of them in my Scentsy club. Okay, so where were we? We're talking about toasted marshmallow. So I do apologise. He was deciding he was going to pull everything out from the other haul that we're going to do later. So this video is going to be chopping and starting. I do apologise. I will try and edit it together as best as I can. So toasted marshmallow, I have 2 of them come every quarter because I was surprised at how much I really do like it. So, and I do tend to go through 2 of them before my next shipment usually comes. The next one, caramel sugar cone. So this was also in the same Bring Back My Bar that Crumb Top was in. I was actually surprised about how many bars I actually really enjoyed from that particular Bring Back My Bar round. So this is like the toffee on a toffee apple. It's basically a sweet syrupy toffee note works really well in my open concept area. Surprisingly, I would have thought it wouldn't have been strong enough, but it does work really well as a really sweet syrupy toffee in the background. So it's not as cloying as something like salted butter toffee, which is more like the candy chewy toffee. This is more like the syrupy toffee glaze I smell on a toffee apple when I smell this. Also a brilliant mixer. I will say though, it's one of those scents that's not long lasting. I get a day out of this and then it's gone and I need to change my warmers out. But while it's going, I really do enjoy that one. So the next one is apple butter frosting, again from that same Bring Back My Bar round. So the first one I got in my kit, they gave me a really old apple butter frosting, and I'm so glad I didn't take it out on that old one they gave me, because it was that old that the apple and the cream frosting had gone from the scent, and all you could smell was this rancid burnt butter. And I knew that's not what apple butter, even though I'd never tried it, I knew that's what apple butter frosting didn't smell like. I'd heard so many reviews about how good it was, how brilliant it was as a mixer, so I decided to pop one in my Scentsy Club every 3 months because I wanted to try it when it was a newer port bar, which this is, and I'm so glad I did because I fell in love with this scent. And I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't put more in, that I didn't buy more. But because I got that really bad one the first time, by the time my newer port bar came, I was no longer able to increase the quantity in my Scentsy Club. So with Scentsy Club, you can always go down in quantity, but you can't go up in quantity once it's locked in and no longer available. So that's something to always remember. So next one is apple butter frosting. Before I go on to the next one, I should tell you the scent notes, shouldn't I? Doesn't want to play today. So apple butter frosting is, let this heartwarming melody of baked cinnamon, spiced apples and decadent vanilla buttercream be the icing that finishes your holiday decor. So you get that cinnamon apple mixed with that sweet butter frosting. It is absolutely amazing. So the next one I'm going to talk about is actually available in our flash sale that started today, and you can get it for something like, I think it's $4.60. So I actually picked up another one in the flash sale today. Not my favorite, and it's only in my Scentsy Club because of my daughter. My daughter actually enjoys this one. This is a very polarizing scent. A lot of people when they smell this say they smell BO trying to be covered up with a cologne. So that is Jack's Obsession, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Roll the Dice. So what I personally smell when I warm this is, I smell a cologne, but it has this very earthy, musky, powdery note attached to it. And I think that's what people are picking up as like BO scents. For some reason my daughter enjoys this scent, so I do currently have it in my quarterly Scentsy Club for her until we can collect. There's 4 different collector labels with the Nightmare Before Christmas collections. So there's 4 labels to collect with Roll the Dice. So this is one of the labels that Roll the Dice has. And if I just quickly delve into my daughter's warming basket behind here for her room. So this is another collector label you can get. So as you can see, we do have currently, I don't know if we've got 2 or 3. I'll have to look in my daughter's folder of the ones we've used up and put on to see if we've got 3 of the 4 or 2 of the 4. But I know we have definitely got 2 of the 4 now, looking in my daughter's collection. So as I said, that's a scent she enjoys, so it will probably be primarily warmed in this room here or in my son's room, because it is not one that I enjoy. But it is currently in our flash sale, which is on today, and you can pick it up for $4, I think 60 at the moment. Another one that's currently in our flash sale today, which I have come every 3 months, and that is Haunted Mansion. So Haunted Mansion is a pumpkin spice scent, and I am in love with this. It smells like just you've popped a spice bread in the oven. You're getting that cinnamon, you're getting that cloves, and that beautiful bakery scent. So the Haunted Mansion is actually the only ride I remember riding in Disneyland. I was about 8 when my father took me on a trip overseas to Disneyland, and I don't remember all of that holiday, but I do remember this ride. So although I can't remember it smelling like this bar kind of holds a special place in my heart, because it is the ride I actually do remember taking when going on a holiday with my father. And that is currently in our clearance section at the moment too. So another one that is currently in our flash sale, which you can get for $4.60 as well. I love this one so much. I had it in a monthly club, and I have it in a quarterly club, and I picked one up in the flash sale, and that is Jack's Obsession. So this is another one that has different labels you can collect when you get it. If you like cider scents, you will probably love this scent, but it's a little bit different in that it's a green apple instead of a red apple, so it's a little bit more, I'm not going to say sour, but you get more of that tangy, tart note that you can get from a green apple than you do from a red apple, which is a little bit more powdery, a little bit more sweeter. So you've got more of that tangy tartness from the green apple, and then you've just got this slight dusting of cinnamon and spices. Absolutely beautiful. And because it is a green apple, it makes it, I think, a slightly little bit brighter and a little bit lighter, so it can be warmed when the weather's still not really, really cold. For me, as I said, I'm seasonal melter, but I will warm this transitioning from one season to the other, because it is that little bit lighter and brighter, so it's not going to feel heavy and cloying if the weather's still slightly warm. So this to me kind of, I can warm 6 months out of the year, as compared to some of my winter scents that I would warm 3 months out of the year. So I do like to have a good stash of that one going to make sure it fulfills my needs, and it is one I do reach for quite regularly. So the next one, Buzzworthy. So this is one I kind of keep in my club, maybe for a customer who likes to grab this from me occasionally. So it is a strong performer. I warmed the first one for the first time recently. So it is this very creamy honey almond scent, and you get like this honey flower as it softens and goes through, but it can last like up to a week in an open concept area. I found it is very strong, it is very sweet, it is very decadent. So that was Buzzworthy. So this next one I am going to talk about is also in our current flash sale for $4 something, and it is Olaf Warm Hugs. So this was in our Christmas collection recently, and it is just a sweet buttermint, very light but perfect for bedrooms, perfect for smaller areas like a bathroom or a laundry. If you're just looking for something a little bit fresh, a little bit sweet, a little bit minty, Olaf Warm Hugs is a definite go-to. So this one, I wish I put more in my Scentsy club. I didn't because I had it come as a scent of the month. I had the scent of the month kit thinking my scent of the month kit would be ample, and then I could just restock one every 3 months. But it didn't come back in Australia. It came back in other regions during their winter, just not in Australia. And that was December's scent of the month of 2020, Arctic Kiss. So this is fresh but sweet at the same time. Great performer in open concept areas. It is cool Arctic mint and fresh air. Embrace the warmth of fluffy vanilla clouds. So if you're looking for something to freshen up and brighten up the area, this is beautiful. It has a combination of a sweetness, a fresh minty, but not like a buttermint or a peppermint. It's a cool, the mint's kind of more cooling, gives a more cooling effect than anything. It doesn't say there's a melon note in it, but there is this definite fruity melon note that I think enhances the sweetness, and then you've got the smoothness from the vanilla. It is absolutely fantastic. One of my must-have scents. So, the next one. This was a scent of the month last year, and that is Stargazing. So, Stargazing to me is kind of like a smoky, incensey lavender type scent. I don't think there's lavender in it, but that kind of reminds me of a deeper smoky incense mix with lavender when I smell this. It's very unique. Another one of those love it or hate it scents, but I absolutely love it in my bedroom. So it is Star Kiss petals shine through fluffy cotton and soft vanilla clouds, making your celestial dreams come true. So I think the cotton just gives it like this warm, vibrant depth, but it's deep, it's inviting, it's warm, absolutely beautiful. Stargazing. And they're all on the floor. That is not my intention here. There's 2 or 3. Got that many bars, I'm running out of room on my table. So the next one. So this was a Scentsy Club exclusive bar. With our last Bring Back My Bar voting, there were 10 bars that were available exclusively through Scentsy Club, which you were able to put in your bar. So this is the first time of smelling it. There were, I think, 4 or 5 that to me were winter scents, so I just popped them straight into my winter Scentsy Club, and then there were 4 or 5 that were summer scents. I could be wrong in the numbers. I know there was 1 out of the 10 that I chose not to pop in my Scentsy Club to try because it was around when I first joined Scentsy, and that was Newborn Nursery, and it just wasn't one that was my go-to. I had smelled it, so I didn't put Newborn Nursery out of the 10, but I did split the other 9 up into my summer and my winter Scentsy Club, depending on where I thought they would fit best in case I wanted to keep them. So this one is Welcome Home, and I have never smelt this one. So let's pull up some scent notes and I can tell you what it is meant to smell like. Warm and welcoming with cinnamon and spices is the description. Okay. It's not as spicy as I thought. When I hear that, I'm thinking spicy cinnamon. But it's quite, I can smell the spices, but they're quite a soft smelling, almost perfumey like. Don't know that I would keep this in my Scentsy Club. I feel like there are other scents out there that are always going to be similar. I'll probably try warming it before I decide to take it out of my Scentsy Club. But I honestly don't think I'm going to keep that one in my Scentsy Club. It's nice, but I'm not overwhelmed with it, if that makes sense. So the next one is Polar Bear Hugs. So this was originally named Arctic Kiss, and I still have a few of these bars when it was Arctic Kiss. So it generally comes back in Australia here in our spring summer catalogue, and it is absolutely beautiful. So it is described as a blackberry jam and amber scent, but to me this is very more comes across like a fresh pot puree type scent. Reminds me of going to the botanical gardens and playing in those big buckets of pot puree when I smell this. Really love to warm this in the bathroom and laundry area. I will be using up my Arctic Kisses before I break into my Polar Bear Hugs, obviously, because my Arctic Kisses are older, but just in case it decides not to make a return and not to come back, I do have one come every 3 months in my Scentsy Club. So this next one is currently in our flash sale, and it is one I have to have a stash of each winter, and that is Halloweentown. So I think you can currently get it for like $4 something in the flash sale at the moment. But this is not going out of my Scentsy Club. So Halloweentown is rich, deep, woodsy berry scent. It reminds me of opening up a bottle of red wine where that cork pops and you just get that slightly woodsy scent from the cork and that rich, deep red aroma from the rind. That is what this reminds me of warming. So it is described as this fragrance smells like cranberry, apple, and spiced cedarwood. So, as I said, a rich, woodsy, beautiful red wine. Absolutely stunning. It's warm, it's inviting, it's cozy. Love, love, love it. So the next one is currently in our clearance section. I think for about $6 at the moment, maybe. I can't remember the price of this one, but I have 3 of them scattered throughout my 3 Scentsy clubs because I love it that much. Saying that though, all of these items came into the clearance section with our first clearance update, which makes me think they may not be bringing it back next catalogue when they usually bring it back, and that is Silver Bells. So this is going to stay in my Scentsy club no matter what, because I don't want to be without this scent. So this is a sweet candy cane with a pear. So it's just a beautiful, sweet, minty scent. And I'm never going to be without Silver Bells. So I am so glad I put the amount I did in my Scentsy club, because based on what I can see in the clearance section, I could totally be wrong. It could come back next catalogue season, so don't quote me on this. But we have in our clearance section here in Australia the bar, the scent circle, the scent pack, and the room spray of Silver Bells, all in our clearance section. That's everything we basically get here in Australia with Silver Bells, which to me is an indication that it may not come back. So this was also one of the 10 Scentsy Club exclusive bars that was available through Bring Back My Bar, and that is Peppermint Dreams. So I do believe I smelled it once when it was in our clearance section, but I picked up another one. It's probably going to stay in there for a little bit. I don't know how long. If you've ever smelled a peppermint chocolate patty, that is what this smells like. It's meant to be a rich chocolate cupcake mixed with peppermint, but to me it smells like a peppermint chocolate patty. I think I like this a little bit more than I do the Christmas one we had last year, which was a peppermint cocoa scent. This is a little bit more pepperminty, not so chocolate milky. It smells like a peppermint chocolate. I am quite enjoying just smelling this. I can smell it through the foil without even having to open it. So I do feel that this is going to be quite a good performer personally. The next one was another Scentsy Club exclusive bar. So this is the 3rd Winter Scentsy Club exclusive bar I popped in, and that is chocolate coconut cream. And it is described as cocoa powder, coconut cream, and caramel. So, okay. This smells like it might be a nice mixer. I'm picking predominantly chocolate. I'm picking up like a milk chocolate note mixed with a little bit of caramel. I mean, not caramel, with a little bit of coconut. I don't know that I'm picking up caramel, maybe, but predominantly I am smelling a creamy chocolate mixed with a little bit of coconut when I smell this. It doesn't smell like it's overly strong, but it smells like it would be a good mixer to mix with different things. So interesting to see what I think about that. It will probably stay in my Scentsy Club for a little bit. I don't know that I'll keep it there forever, but I will try warming it on its own. I will try mixing it with a few things to see if I like it as a all-rounder mixer, just to see where my thoughts are on that. That one's kind of one I kind of need to warm to get what vibes I want from that one. So the next one, so this is also in our flash sale and in our clearance section at the moment, I do believe, and that is Toasted acorn and oak. So this was from our harvest collection last year. It's basically a creamy roasted acorn. It's very creamy, very warm, very comforting, very inviting. This one was a Bring Back My Bar, I think 3 or 4 Bring Back My Bars ago. I'm not sure if it was in the same Bring Back My Bar as apple butter frosting, caramel sugar cone and crumb top, or if it was in a different Bring Back My Bar. It might have been in the Bring Back My Bar before then. If not, it was in that same Bring Back My Bar. And that is Vanilla Ode. So this is a warm, deep, woodsy vanilla. Love this in the bedroom. Slightly perfumey, slightly masculine, so comforting and warm. Love, love, love it. So this was from the Villains collection, just one bite. So this is Jack's Obsession is probably my favorite green apple spice scent. This is probably my favorite red apple spice scent. So this has a molasses attached to the red apple spice scent, which makes it almost bakery. So not like simmering apples on a pot like a lot of apple and spice scents you get from an apple pie. There's almost this sweet, syrupy bakery note attached to this, which is why I love this so much. It is a little bit deeper and a little bit richer. So it is a little bit more unique than just plain apple and spices simmering on a stove top, to me personally. The last 3 bars I have in here are the ones that I stuck in my monthly club because I wanted to start building a little stash up on. So they're not wintry bars per se. It was kind of a separate club, but as I said, I wasn't going to do a separate video on just 3 bars. So I have Sugar, which is from the last Bring Back My Bar. So this is a sweet cotton candy, slightly perfumey. It does have lemon drops in it. It has been likened to Aquilina's Pink Sugar. I've never smelt that perfume, so I couldn't tell you whether it is like that or not. The next one also from that same Bring Back My Bar, Pink Haze. So it has that very similar cotton candy note, but instead of being just lemon drops and sugar, it's got a berry note to it. So you still get that girly perfumey note, but with a little bit of fruity berry hit to it. And the last one is from our current Island Days collection, which is still available, and that is Sunshine and Tan Lines. So I wanted to pick up a few of these more, or stock up a little bit on this, because it's just basically a suntan lotion type smell, creamy coconut type smell, because I think this will kind of make a good mixer. So this isn't going to stay in my Scentsy club forever, but I want a few of those coconutty smells just to basically use for a summery mixer. So that was most of my Scentsy club. So before I show you the last of what's in my Scentsy club, I am going to talk a little bit about some more perks. So I talked about the Always Get My Bar perk, and as you could see, I have bars that are no longer available. I have bars that have been popped into our clearance section for the next 24 hours. Once they go out of our clearance section, they will no longer be available for purchase whatsoever. But because they are in my Scentsy club, I am still guaranteed to get those bars, even after they discontinue, even after they are no longer in the clearance section. So that's the Always Get My Bar perk. But one of the other perks is if you have over $50 of product in your Scentsy club, you get an automatic 10% discount. So this amount of bars, of course it's going to be over $50. So I got 10% on this whole order. But it's also enough that it's over $100. And when your Scentsy Club is over $100, you get to choose a half price item. So my half price item I always have in my Scentsy Club is the whiff box. So this is February's whiff box. I'm not going to open it now. I always do the whiff box in a separate video because the whiff box deserves its own very separate video because they're always fantastic. They're always over the product value. So this is a $51 box worth of products, over $51 in here. I got this for $25. So this is the only way you can get the whiff box for half price. Just saying. So I always get my whiff box half price because I'm a wax addict. I have enough wax that I accumulate enough to be able to get this half price. But even if you were to just pop a whiff box into your Scentsy Club and not have anything else, you would still get your whiff box at 10% off because it reaches the value that is required to get 10% off your whole order. So that was my Winter Scentsy Club. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to pack these up now, make room, and I'll be back to either share the whiff box or we might even share these other 2 large boxes and do another haul. So until then, stay safe and bye for now.